How do you start a nature-inspired legacy project, one in which you are bringing your time, effort, and money as a enthusiast of nature, and through this inspiration that nature offers you as muse, metaphor, living systems educator, self-care companion, inspiration for every breath? You want to bring that forward in some kind of a project so that you can get others involved in doing something for the world with the planet. That was a question that has been put to me a number of times because I keep chatting about it in my other channel, Younger Older Elder, here on YouTube. And I was challenged, hey, come on over to Awareness from Forest and explain to us, show us what it means to set up a nature inspired legacy project. And I took up the challenge and I said, sure. So, this is just a brief introduction to the unfolding use of YouTube and this YouTube channel and other tools and techniques and technologies in support of creating a nature inspired legacy project. One that you could follow and say, hey, listen, I think I could do something that's similar, and maybe there's some support that you need from a legacy project point of view, setting it up. That's where Younger, Older, Elder could be of assistance. Or you might follow what's here and go, I think I can follow that. And or maybe you want to get involved in this one. So I thought that I would just share with you the five layers of what this legacy inspired project called Awareness from Force is about. So the first one that I want to go into, the first layer would be, well, what is awareness from force? What does that mean? What's awareness mean? What are some of the terms that you keep using? What do they mean? How do they come together? And in a sense, sort of decode this nature inspired approach. Again, there's other terms like nature based, nature awareness. What is it that you're bringing forward? And I said, okay, I can do that. And I'll do that through layer one. So layer two gets me into bridging that I'm looking to play with agroforestry and food forests because I want to counter these issues on a global basis of hunger, but also looking at it through the environmental lens of what's happening to our forests and trees and finding a way to blend up what's for the world and what's with the planet. And so I thought that I would get into that topic and see what happens. And that leans into my own background in forestry, but also a project that I worked on in Africa at one point. And also, I'm interacting with a couple of persons who've got projects going on around agroforestry. And I just thought that it would be a great baseline to work from to be able to set this up. So, as I'm looking at that topic, as I move into the second component of this, I'll be looking at what are the frameworks and maps that I want to bring to play. Now, I'm using that term to be able to say, okay, a framework is what sort of that sequence that I would go through. The maps gives me a little bit of variation. So, framework's a bit more linear, maps are a little bit non-linear. And what is it that I can use to bring to the foreground what's happening here? And this is where I would get into intention and attention to be able to bring that story to you. And I tend to use a lot of doodling and sketching. And so I have a lot of images that I want to bring to the foreground for you to help you with that. And one of the keys here is that this will be through an intergenerational lens. And it'll become a little bit more obvious as I move into my other fingers, my other explanations. So the next one that I will get into is that I want to promote this following sequence. It is observe, connect, reflect, express, regenerate. And how can that be put into play from this nature inspired perspective, helping you to bring those 5 words to the foreground by participating in what it is that I'm offering? And this is that intergenerational writing. Where can different youngers and olders get together and co-create, collaborate in writing stories or writing presentations, shooting films that they can help this story of agroforestry and food forests and hunger and world needs around dealing with the climate, all these kind of things, bring it together so that you have a pathway, you actually have a topic to lean into. But again, you could select your own topic that you want to connect here. But I'm using this one to sort of take it through. And I have some ideas of how I'm going to encourage that intergenerational conversations about conservation. So I'll be bringing that to the foreground. And there's a couple of other very useful tools and techniques that are over on Younger Older Elder. Salado, SLDAO, that's one. CAMS, CAMSS, that's another. The 5 Ds, I'll be bringing those into here as well. Again, you can go to Younger Older Elder if you want to learn a little bit more about them in particular. But I'll be bringing the abridged version into awareness from forests. So all of these sort of models and diagrams that sort of take that layer of framework and maps to the next level, then what we're going to be doing is actually getting into, well, how do you write? How do you do nature inspired writing? What's the creative process that you can use? So it's that observe, connect, reflect, express, regenerate, yes, but there's more to it. And I've been writing around that myself with the how to's of writing and how to stimulate the creative process, creativity and innovation, this creative process, how to deal with bias, how to deal with paradoxes, all these kind of ways in which to take a look at the art of writing. I am not proclaiming that I'm an expert writer. I enjoy writing. I've written a number of books. I'll be writing a lot more books and journals and prompt books, and I'll make those known to you as we go along. But I'm using this writing, this approach, and then shooting videos here on awareness from forests, so that I can do the fundraising, and I'll explain a little bit more about how I'm going to be doing that. I haven't quite unlocked all of that element, dialed that all up yet, but it's coming. And therefore, how do I set up this approach? How do I stay found in it? How do I shine light and share wisdom? These are the kind of things that I want to bring to the foreground here on awareness from forests. And then what that sets up is the fifth element. So that whole writing fundraising is the fourth component. The fifth is, okay, here's the channel. This is the fundraising. Share the stories that's happening, but also to bring up other great stories, legacy stories around awareness and forests and nature inspired activities. So I wanted to give you that base introduction here today. There's going to be a lot more unfolding as time goes by. Certainly, there will be some shorts that I'll be putting up, and you can see the shorts and longs. At least one video a week on a Thursday will be put in front of you so that you can watch it and unpacking these 5 components and starting and working our way up so that you've got something to follow. But please add your comments, your questions, subscribe, like, all that kind of idea would be wonderful here. But one of the important things as time goes by is that if you can watch one video to another video and another video, that just helps to place this whole story of awareness from forests into the YouTube world. And certainly tune in to more of the videos, especially those that are around it now, and subscribe and comment. So take care.